That's massive, isn't it?
So I keep the fleece.
You do, the
and
fleece.
I use it in the garden.
Oh.
So, yeah.
2020 vintage.
Well, how stupid are
At
they?
the other end.
You don't want to poison Mark from self-sufficient me?
No, I don't want to poison Mark.
Can you eat the seeds? I do, I'm learning a lot today. G'day, I'm Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, and you just saw a snippet of the most wonderful time we had touring Liz Zorab's self-sufficient garden in the Welsh countryside. There are lots of hidden gems and tips in this video, so I hope you enjoy the walk around as much as we did. Let's get into it. Are they yours?
They are our sheep, yes.
They're welcoming.
Come and meet them.
Cool.
Yeah. So we've got Maggie, May and Olive.
Gee, they're friendly.
Yes. And Brenda. Yes, Maggie. And then the little one there is Frida. And the other boys are called Freezer.
Freezer.
Yeah, Frida in the freezer. So Frida's staying and the boys are going to market so quickly.
And they were born here?
Yeah.
And so you're going to keep the ladies?
So we keep the ladies, yeah, and the boys will go off to market.
Okay. And then what, do you get another boy in?
They have a boyfriend to visit.
Yeah, oh, okay. Do you have to shear them?
Yes, so the adults got sheared about 6-8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we get someone to come in and do that, and it just takes them like moments. It's just.
And what do they do with the
So I
the
keep
coat?
the fleece.
You do, the
and
fleece.
I use it in the garden.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay. So like a mulch or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how cool is that?
So you can either put it into the compost heap or use it as a mulch, and allegedly it stops slugs. My slugs haven't had that memo, so they still just crawl over it, but it does. It's a good sort of weed suppressing mulch. It breaks down over about 18 months to 3 years. Adds lots of nutrition back in, so it's like a closed loop.
Yeah.
As much as possible.
Yes, of course.
Here we go. Good girl. Look at that. It's not a bad view, is it? Right. So this is the Bracken Beacons across here.
The Bracken Beacons.
Yeah, which is a series of hills and mountains.
The sleeping giant.
Yeah. This is my anti-rabbit.
And it does work? Keeps the rabbits out?
It does keep rabbits out. So there's the wire goes down to the ground and then across.
Oh, good one.
Yes, yes.
What do they call it?
So if they try and dig at it, they're still hitting the wire.
Yeah, they got that skirt.
So our garden goes up to where the field shelter is there. You see the fence going along.
Yep.
So it goes along to the trees there.
Uh-huh.
And then down to the trees and back round.
So how many acres is this then? This would be
4.5.
I was going to say it's at least 5, but so 4.5. Yep.
Acres, yeah. But you can see how I garden. I'm not a tidy gardener. I'm a chaotic.
Oh, it looks pretty tidy to me.
And these were my birthday present from March this year.
All right.
So old-fashioned.
Yeah, they're nice.
And this is that purple sprouting broccoli, which comes in the spring.
Okay.
And rather than having like one big head of Calabrese, like a Calabrese would, it does lots of small stems with just a small bit.
Yep.
But you eat the whole stem.
Yep.
But this is a white one rather than a purple one. So the purple one's the common one.
Mm-hmm.
But someone gave me some seeds for a white one, so I'm giving that a go. And then I net them against cabbage white butterflies and cabbage moth. So the damage you can see here is snails.
Yep. Oh, it's snail,
slugs
is it?
and snails.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then I underplant with things like beetroot to do as a ground cover.
Are we still in summer, or
Yes.
we are
Yeah.
just in summer?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, in theory, September is the start of autumn, but
Yep.
I just said over the last few years it's shifted a bit, and
Yeah.
summer seems to be later,
Okay.
start later and end later.
Yeah.
And everything's just wetter.
Yeah.
It's really wet.
Yeah. Same at our place. Well, it's still a bog hole from our summer,
Yeah.
and now it's still raining back there.
Oh.
Dill.
Yeah, we have this.
Is it dill? Or is this?
That's a fennel.
Oh, so I was going to say it's pretty strong for dill.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh, it's fennel.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, okay. It's
Oh yes.
yeah.
Yum.
There
Going to
was some
seed.
dill around, so it could be a cross. As they cross quite nicely. So yes, here's what our ground is.
Oh. Yeah.
Bits of it are very starchy.
Is that cabbage moth or is that slug damage?
That's slug damage.
Slug. Yeah, slug and snail. Little buggers. But they're not getting into the head.
No, not too badly. So
Yeah.
it's, that's okay.
Yeah.
Should we stand inside for a minute?
Okay. Did you get this built?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I use this not just for growing, but this is my teaching space as well.
Oh,
so,
is it?
Yeah, so I teach courses about 1 a month, sometimes 2 or 3 a month. So I use this as my learning space because it rains so much. I wanted an indoor space. So there's a
That's a nice looking, well, you call them a courgette?
courgette.
Yeah.
Yeah, zucchini.
Zucchini, yeah, the yellow kind. I'm growing them and back home as well. They're very nice. Oh, lovely. Do you have much problem with any fruit fly, like the Mediterranean fruit fly or anything here? Is it too cold?
I think it's probably too cold.
Yeah.
But we have plenty of other things. We've got slugs and snails.
Yeah.
There are various different aphids that will come in,
Yeah.
beetly things, but as yet, not too many. When I look at some of the Australian and particularly the American channels, look at some of the beetles they're trying to deal with, and it's like I'm really pleased we don't have them here.
Well, one of the reasons our zucchini can't get this big unless you net them with a fine net, like an insect fine net, is because of the fruit fly. They just sting it and then maggots get laid inside and it turns to mush.
Yeah, not nice.
I'd rather have slugs and snails, well, we've got them too, than the fruit fly. Is that borage?
That's borage. It's a white one rather than a blue one.
Ah! See, there's some borage.
Yeah. So that will flower all year round here. Peach tree. This is one of the donut peach trees. This
Oh
is
yeah,
like a,
the angel peach.
yeah. It's
Yes.
flattened and
Yep.
squished,
Yep.
So
And have they finished now for the year?
they finished the year. I
Yeah.
need to cut them back a little bit so that they don't go through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then wait. And this year last year we had hundreds of peaches, and this year we got about 4 because a squirrel got in. And I blocked up the door so the squirrel couldn't get in, and it went, never mind, I'll just eat a hole through the side.
Oh, little bugger.
So, yeah.
Oh.
It's not usually that noisy here.
We don't have one of these. What do you call them? Hothouse or tunnel. I've got to get one. Yeah, but I'd have to, put a shade over it, and then through our winter, still it gets cold enough that we could then take the shade off maybe and leave the plastic to warm it up. I don't know.
What it does here is it extends the season and it lets me grow things that I might not be able to grow otherwise. So like I grow sweet potatoes in here, or I did last year. Yeah. But you see, I've got strawberries, which
I was looking at the strawberry patch. It's massive.
That's because I put in 25 plants now.
Did you?
Yeah. 3 years ago. And that's what it's done to for itself in that time.
Perfect. Well, that's what, this reminds me of back in Toowoomba. Back home, my hometown is up in the mountains. And my grandfather used to grow strawberries and never tend to them. He just used to let them roam out the back door, it was. And they used to just get masses, and that's natural for strawberries. But where I am, they're always planting them every season.
Yeah.
But because you've got the hot and the cool. Yeah. But here you can just let them just grow naturally.
Some inside, some outside. The inside ones give me an earlier crop, and then because they do the second flush, I get a later crop from them.
Yeah.
So the indoor ones do each side of the outdoor. So I've made a hedge of raspberries, and then behind it is that I've got ditches to try and catch some of the rain and slow it down.
Yeah.
It was coming down the hill so fast, it was picking up the plants in the polytunnel and washing them to the other side.
Okay.
So I couldn't even get them established. So
the
ditch there is kind of hold some of the water.
Yeah. So it's a ditch and what do they call it? A swathe?
A swale and a berm.
A swale and a berm.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's that? Go for a dark one.
Oh, how terrible. Hey?
Darkest one you can find.
Oh. Wow.
Purple.
Look at them. Hundreds of them. And the birds aren't eating them.
No. So this is a variety called Autumn Bliss, and the birds don't go for them.
Well, how stupid are
At
they?
the other end is a variety called Ziva, and the birds go for those.
Oh. So, is there a reason why?
I have no idea. I'm just very grateful that they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the hedges up on these two sides are roses that have produced really huge rose hips, which I used to make wine.
Do you?
I make a lot of wine.
Oh.
Really?
If it grows, I try and make wine out of it. Yeah.
So rose, like a normal rose, and what's a hip?
The fruit.
Oh.
So come and have a look at the... But you need to be really careful because there is a 2-foot drop here. Yeah, okay.
I told you I'm not very good with ornamentals, so...
So can you see the size of the...
Yes, that looks like a tomato.
So they're huge. So that's the rose hip.
Right.
So every rose...
So I've learnt...
You're going to go down.
Yeah, no, I can see, yep.
You're going in, you're going in. Oh, God.
Can I... Yeah. That's a rose hip.
That's a rose hip, yeah.
Can you eat them?
So you can't eat them.
No.
And the seeds are really hairy, and when we were kids we'd open up the rose hips and you'd shove the seeds down someone's back like itching powder.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were nice as kids. But you can boil the fruits and extract the flavour from them, and it's got a sort of... it's rose hip flavour. It's
okay.
Fruity, slightly florally fruit flavour. And people can make syrup from it. You could make jelly or jam from it, but I make wine from it.
Rose hip wine.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Wow. So So do they produce any flowers?
Yes, so they produce, so those ones produce a big white flower, and some of them have got a big pink flower. But it's just it's a single row of petals.
Okay.
So it's very simple, like a wild rose. But if you've got ornamental roses in your garden, just ordinary roses, and you let them go to rose hips, you can do the same thing.
Right.
So I just pick all the hips, put them in a bag and freeze them until I've collected enough to be able to make some wine with them. So, you know, it's good. It's good. So this is my food forest, or forest garden, but it's done rather than higgledy-piggledy that you might normally recognise.
Yep.
This is done on a linear system. This is a north-facing site, which means for us it's the darkest site that you're going to get. So south is over there. So it means that as the sun comes round, each row is getting a maximum amount of light. If I plant stuff too close together, it's just going to shade everything out.
Yep.
It's one of the things that in the UK we've had to adapt from Australia.
Yeah.
Forest.
Yeah.
Our planting distances have to be bigger.
Yep.
Because of
less sunlight, really.
Sunlight,
yes. Yeah. Is this like an ornamental cabbage or something?
This is a perennial kale, so it's edible.
Ah. Yep.
I've left caterpillars to eat things this year. We're really short on insects, caterpillars, butterflies. Everything is just very noticeably missing this year.
Yep.
So if anything's got caterpillars on it, I'm just leaving it unless because we just need them.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the same. I don't go through. Well, we never spray, and I don't mind insects and even caterpillars and things that eat things in the garden.
So I net the strawberries out here because the birds will come and eat them.
Yeah.
The squirrels will come and eat them.
Everything loves strawberries.
Everything loves strawberries.
Yeah.
Over this side there's a few alpine strawberries or wild strawberries.
Yep.
Do you have those?
We do. They pretty much wither on the plant before you can even pick them.
Well, I mean, these are only half ripe. You can try a half ripe. They're going to be tart because they're not ripe enough.
Mm. No, they're nice. That's good. Our son just smashes alpine strawberries. We do have a species though that I was growing that is quite big, and they're doing okay this season.
Oh, nice. Are you good with licorice and aniseed?
I am. Nina's not the best on licorice.
This is more aniseed. So this is Sweet Sicily. I'm just double checking it is. Yes. Okay, so I use this in rhubarb. So it's aniseed and it's sweet.
Yep.
And you can use about 25% less sugar.
Oh.
So it takes that. So hold that for a second. I'm just going to double check that this is the right plant. Yes. Yes, we're good to go.
You don't want to poison Mark from Self-Sufficient Me?
No, I don't want to poison Mark.
No, I've got the old changeover. Yeah, I can smell it. That's like a normal licorice lolly.
Yeah. So when the seeds first form and they're green, you can come along and just pick one of the seeds and eat the seed.
They don't make it out of this, do they, or what?
I don't know.
It's uncannily the same, really.
I can smell it.
What's it called again?
Sweet Sicily.
Sweet Sicily. Wow. Here we go.
Yeah. I'll tell you about this stuff because I'm quite excited about this. I'll feel this. This is plastic free. That's made from plant material.
No.
Yeah.
So this would naturally break down.
It will break down.
Yeah, if it was left like rotting in the soil.
Yeah. So I'm leaving it out here now to see how long it takes to break down. Over there is an artichoke, and then this is a cardoon. So it's the same family,
Yeah.
different parts of them. So the artichoke, you eat the heart of the flower.
Yeah.
And with a cardoon, you eat the rib of the leaf and the blanched stem. So I would want to sort of wrap it in cardboard or something.
Oh, you need to blanch.
it,
Yeah.
But I grow it because it's incredible flowers.
Yeah.
And those seed heads become huge, and they're great for birds in the winter.
Are they?
But also, who wouldn't want that in their
Oh, it is lovely. I do remember seeing these in the gardens in Paris, and along some of the streets. It's a beautiful plant, isn't it? Yeah. So you can't eat them, or you don't necessarily eat the heads.
So you don't eat the heads.
Yeah.
The cardoons are for the rib of the leaf and the stem.
That only. Okay.
And not the choke of the flower.
Yep. Well, I didn't know that. I just thought they were a massive artichoke.
So yeah, when you see the two of them together.
Yeah. So that's the artichoke.
That's an artichoke. Yeah.
Much smaller.
It's smaller, and that could just be about the growing conditions.
A fatter type of
it's a slightly
thistle.
fatter, and the leaves have got a much finer rib on them.
Yeah. They're so picturesque too. You're looking at this, and then there's these hills in the background. It's just it's gorgeous. Yeah. Absolutely nothing like our place.
No. We've got on the hills over there all the heathers just starting to come out the purple.
Yeah.
So rather than being soil, that's actually flowers.
Yeah. Natural wildflowers.
Yeah. And then, do you have this at home?
I don't recognise it. Do you, Nina? I wouldn't be able to know what the name is.
So the Latin name is Lycisteria formosa, and it's also called a Himalayan honeysuckle. Look at that bee having a whale of a time there. And it's edible.
What? Is it?
Yeah, so the berries are, you have to wait until the berries have gone. So let's see if I can find a flower to show you. So the flowers are these little white bits inside the purple bracts, and then they produce berries. There's a clump of
little.
Yeah, you see the little red berries, which then go black.
Yep.
And once they've gone completely black and soft, so soft they feel like a deflated balloon.
Yeah.
And you kind of think, ugh, I'm not really going to look at that. Just trying to find, there's one that we can pick. Come on, Liz. Oh, there's another one. I'll try that one. Right, so can you see how soft they are? Now these taste of...
Oh yeah, really soft.
So they taste of burnt caramel toffee apples.
Oh, Jacob.
Try one.
All right. They're a bit slippery.
Yeah.
Can you eat the seeds?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I've never tasted anything like this.
I'm trying to say, I always say it's like burnt caramel toffee apple something.
Who thought about eating these? But that's amazing. It is eating a little dessert.
Yeah. I've dumped my coat.
And so what's the name of this again?
So it's Lycisteria formosa.
Yeah.
It's also called a pheasant berry or a Himalayan honeysuckle.
Himalayan honeysuckle, I'd remember that. Yeah. Or a pheasant berry, yeah. It reminds me of what's that dessert that you crack the top?
Yep, cream caramel.
Yeah, cream caramel.
And this is, you either get it or you don't.
Yeah, it is like fur.
These are all red currants.
Uh-huh.
There you go. There's the last of the red currant there. And we're having red currant jelly with lunch today.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
We can't grow currants.
Be too hot.
Yeah, too hot, too humid. And so the roses are going to grow over this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to grow up and over the archway. Beautiful. I was just talking about the futures.
Oh, yeah.
Which look amazing, but they've got edible berries as well.
Uh-huh.
So that's the thing, is I like things to look really pretty.
Yeah.
But where I can, if I can make edible things, then all the better.
Yeah. And it's just an apple, 2 apples?
2 apples, yeah.
Yeah.
The idea that I was going to train them sort of in a hoop.
Yes.
Around the end. Well, I haven't done it yet, so.
Oh, you can still do that, yeah.
I can still do that, yeah.
Yeah. That'll work.
So, and then this side of the rose arch, I'm pretty much leaving all the beds with just all the wild grasses in them, wildflowers, and then I'm planting ornamentals into that. So they'll either survive or they won't.
Okay.
So, you know, if I put in loads of trees, put in loads of ornamentals, and
it'll naturally shade out the weeds and the grasses.
Yeah, but in the meantime, it's like having a wildflower meadow, but an organised meadow.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, there's nothing wrong with wildflowers. That's for sure. They're beautiful.
But we've got, you know, we've got a whole acre over there of
Yeah,
wildflowers. So.
yeah. Is that like an ornamental onion or something?
Yes, it's exactly that.
Beautiful.
So it's not an edible one.
Yeah.
It is just purely ornamental.
Yeah.
And at the end, we had a wildlife pond dug out. So it's not lined. It just has the clay that's in the soil.
Yeah.
So it does dry out in the very height of summer if we have long enough without rain.
Yep.
And I planted a fence of willow all around it, a living willow. So that's the very tall willow. You can see
yeah, I see, yes.
But in theory I would have cut back and woven in, but you know, there's other stuff. My plan long term is there's 3/4 of an acre here that I'm going to grow for cut flowers, to sell cut flowers. And I started by putting in some these 2 hedges. I had the gate put in and I fenced off a section there. I started putting flowers in there and then realised that actually I was taking on too much at once.
Okay, yeah.
So I said, right, I'll lift everything out of there, put it in here, concentrate on getting food forest, you know, forest garden looking how I want it.
Yeah.
And then once that's ticking over, then I can put my energy in over there.
Yeah.
But just, you know, spreading myself too thin.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. So another one the same size as this?
No, so it's going to be much narrower and longer.
Okay, and are you going to grow the similar things?
Yeah, so originally the idea was we put vegetables in there and fruit in here.
Yeah.
And then I planted the peach trees.
Okay, yeah.
So, and the strawberries, so suddenly that became fruit.
Yep.
I suspect it'll be a mixture.
Yep. What's that up the top corner?
So that's a horsefly trap.
Ah.
So there's a huge number of horseflies here.
Yeah.
I don't do very well with the bites.
Nasty little buggers, aren't they?
They are. is Orca, New Zealand yam.
Oh yeah, I haven't been able to grow that very successfully.
So I grow it as just as ground cover.
Yep. Have you eaten the tubers?
We
Are
have
they
eaten
okay?
the so the first year I quite liked them, and then the second
Yeah.
year I went, actually I don't like these.
Right, easier to grow a potato kind of thing.
Yeah, and it was more the flavour. I
Was
didn't-
it?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just, you know.
Yep,
You know how sometimes you go, oh, I like this, and then well, actually I don't.
yep, yep.
Should we go eat?
Yeah, yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
That's all right. Do you want to get that one as well?
Well, you have that one. There's 3 good ones for me. Just decadent. What's the tennis ball on the thing for?
So, I'm not growing tennis balls. It's to mark. The tennis ball is for safety.
Yep.
So
Oh,
I don't
okay,
take
for the
my eye
stake.
out on
Yeah,
the
when you're
stake.
bending over. Yep. I gotcha.
Because it's really easy not to see it.
Yes.
And I've put in a tiny little cherry tree here. So wherever I can, I just transplant trees and
Yep.
grow them on. And
Yep.
so I've got no idea whether it's an ornamental or an edible.
The old Artychoke.
Yep.
Great. I pickle it. Really
Oh,
nice
nice.
pickled, fermented. Nice crunchy pickle. But no, I haven't seen the dwarf variety. Is that sage?
Sorry?
Is that sage?
That's sage, yeah.
Gee, that's the biggest leaf sage I've ever seen. The size of it.
So, yeah. So is your sage there small?
Yeah, we find it a bit difficult to grow sage in the subtropics. And that's it.
That's it.
What a beautiful little garden. It's little.
Big.
Big garden.
Big garden.
Yeah.
Lots of it. Another nose to it.
Yeah, I've never been able to grow elephant garlic like this. That's massive, isn't it? And I mean, you know, it doesn't taste too bad. Yes, it's mild, but it's still beautiful to eat. Did you just make this?
No, my father might have made it. You know, they sell them here.
How come I've never seen one of them before? I feel like I'm bloody... I'm learning a lot today. 2020 vintage.
That was 2020. This one's 23. And it's elderberry.
23.
And so it's drier, it's elderberry.
23 elderberry. I don't usually have a young elderberry wine, but we'll try this one. Oh, lovely. Surely I won't get drunk off this, Nina.
I know. We went to Croatia, and we went to this place where they had their homemade, sort of like a ouzo.
That homemade wine, I tell you what, it packed a punch. I don't know what alcohol limit it was, but it was very nice. We had such a good day, and I did learn a ton. Look, I really need to thank Liz. It was very generous of her to invite us for a garden tour and lunch at her property whilst we were on holiday in the UK. I would have liked to have visited some of my other favourite UK YouTube gardeners like Hugh Richards and Tony from Simplified Gardening, but we didn't have time, unfortunately. I did end up catching up with Jeremy, the founder of Grow Veg, but I didn't get a chance to say hello to Ben, who runs the YouTube channel. So what did you think of Liz's garden? Make a comment down below and let us know. Besides all her hospitality and showing us around, she even gave me a copy of her latest book. I haven't got it out here to show you because it's raining again. I guess it's good for the garden. I'm not going to complain. And I recommend that you grab a copy with Christmas and the holiday period coming up, if not for yourself, for someone else, because she really is an excellent writer and she does give a lot of natural type organic tips to you through the book. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a big self-sufficient Welsh countryside thumbs up, share it around and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now. Cheers.